Mom.
What's wrong, honey?
I think I might have found my dad.
Yo guys, so I wanted to share with you a story of something that happened to me last week. It was probably the most emotional weekend of my life, and that was the weekend I found my dad. I've never met my dad. I've never met my father. I've grew up without a dad, and all I had my whole life was two pictures. And growing up without a dad it's all I've ever known, but the part that really gets me is not knowing anything about him. I don't know, because I have a lot of personality quirks that my mom doesn't have or my brother doesn't have. By the way, I have a brother and sister who are they have a different dad than I do. And we're very different, and I've always wondered, like, why am I so different than my brother and my sister? Well, I found my dad, and I wanted to share with you guys what happened. A couple years ago, I signed up for Ancestry.com. A buddy of mine said that I should do a DNA test to find out my ancestry, and he also said, you never know, man, you might be able to find your dad. Maybe the DNA will link you with him or something. And so I got excited about it, and I said, yeah, that sounds really exciting. So I did the DNA test, and I found out I'm 99.9% white, by the way, which is great. When I signed up for Ancestry, it was kind of cool to see my bloodline and my history. I guess I'm mostly Scandinavian and Norwegian or something. Well, a few months later, Ancestry told me that I had a link, and it was nobody, some like distant cousin. And throughout the years, I've gotten maybe like 2 links. Ancestry, the way it works is it'll take your DNA and match you with other people that it thinks are related to you. Well, about a week and a half ago, I got a link from an older lady who emailed me saying, hey, it looks like we're really close relatives. I just wanted to know who you were. And I noticed her last name was the same last name that my mom told me my father's last name was. So I emailed her back and I said, oh, hi, my name is this. I'm from this town. This is my mom. And I'm looking for my dad. This is his name and this is his picture. And I didn't hear anything back for her. I didn't hear anything back for like a day. And the next day I got an email. And the subject was about your father, Mark. And when I saw this email, when I saw the subject, my heart stopped and I got flooded with emotions. And I'm like, what? What does this mean? What is that? And you gotta understand that I accepted a long time ago that I would never meet my dad. I accepted that. I accepted that I would die not knowing. So before I opened the email, I decided to start recording with the GoPro because you guys know me, I love to record everything, and I'm very nostalgic and I like to capture moments that are special. I remember filming my mom. I filmed myself teaching my mom how to use a computer for the first time. I'll film these kind of things. So I start recording and I don't know what the email's gonna say, and it says exactly what you think it would say, and it says, I know your dad. The email said that, I know your dad. I showed him the photo and it's him. He didn't know he had a son. The email said that when he saw the photo of himself, he's like, "Where'd you get that photo?" That's from me when I was like 26 years old. And they told him, "Someone's trying to find you. You have a son." And he's like, "What?" So, of course, he was skeptical. So he starts asking questions like, "Who? Where?" And they told him, his name is David. He's from this town. He says that his mom is named this. And everything matched. And so they give me his email. And so I email him. And I'm freaking out. Like, I don't want him to get scared away. I don't want anything. You gotta understand that. You know, I have money in the bank. I have a business. I do my thing. I don't need anything. I don't want, and I understand that a lot of like portrayals of sons looking for their father involve like him wanting something or like him being upset. And I wasn't upset. So I just emailed him and I said, "Hey, listen, I know this is sudden and I know this is really a lot to take in. I just want to let you know, I have no expectations other than maybe to talk to you once. That's all I want." And he emails me back he emails me his phone number and I text him. The next day I wake up to a phone call, like 7 a.m. And he's like, "Yeah, can I speak with David?" I go, "This is David." He goes, "Is this my son, David?" It's so weird to hear a man say, "Is this my son?" It's like, what the fuck? It's like, even the word dad is so weird. Because it's like, nobody, like, it doesn't mean anything to me. So to hear a man say, "Is this my son?" and it be real is so fucking weird. Well, the story gets crazier because when we connected, we caught up. I said, "Listen, I know this is crazy. I just wanted you to let you know that I'm not mad or upset. I don't want anything. I just wanted to know who you were." And he goes, "No, of course, I didn't know. I knew your mom back then and fucking hell. I mean, the details get really fuzzy and honestly, I don't really want to go into that, but basically my mom lost touch with him while she was pregnant." Well, so my dad doesn't live in the same state as I do. He lives a few states over. And I told him, I go, "Listen, like I don't have a job. I don't have a schedule. I travel full time." I go, "I would if I could come to your state and meet you, even if it was just for like a day, I think that would be really special." And he said he wanted to do it. And then he suggested coming to Bakersfield. And I said, "Yeah." I go, "I would love if you came to Bakersfield. It would be really crazy to meet you." And when he first told me this, I thought, there's no way some guy in his late 50s is just going to fly to a random place to meet a son he didn't know existed. It's just like, it's too much. And so I kind of thought, maybe this is the kind of thing where I'll have to wait a few months for him to get like warmed up to this idea. It didn't take a few months. It took literally like a single day, because between the first email and him being in front of me was like 72 hours. Basically, he said, "Listen, I want to meet you. I'm going to come." And he flew to Bakersfield. So he flies to Bakersfield and I told my mom, "Mom, my dad is coming to Bakersfield." She's like, "Oh my God." And my mom hasn't seen him in 34 years. So here I am thinking, wow, like this is really going to happen. And it's getting late and traffic and all this other stuff, delays. He ends up coming into Bakersfield late. So we have to meet at an Applebee's. And I have a video of me waiting in this Applebee's, and I just remember thinking, this is the weirdest thing I've ever felt. So we meet at Applebee's, and the first like 30 seconds, we just stare at each other's face. And I'm looking at him like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing. He has a lot of my same facial features and all that. And so I bring a bag of baby photos, photos of me growing up, and I show them to him. You know, I'm trying to think like, what would a man who discovered he had a son want to see? And I think photos of me growing up, you know. Now, unfortunately, I can't post anything about him. I can't post his photo or any videos of us together. You know, I don't want to do that right now. So he came to Bakersfield and he got a hotel. And the next day we spent the day together, and I had him meet all my friends. I had him meet some of my family, and he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's sober, he's successful, he's articulate, he's smart. He has a good character, a good heart. I mean, the fact that he did that for me, the fact that he flew to Bakersfield with no notice at all. And he basically just said, I didn't know I had a son. I'm sorry. I don't know, man. It's really hard to talk about this, to be honest, because I have so many emotions that enter my body when I think about this stuff, because, you know, growing up without a dad obviously made me who I am today. So I like who I am today, and I'm not sure if I'd want to change anything, but at the same time, you know, there's a lot of things that might have been different. But I don't really care about the past, to be honest. I don't really care about the past because it's over, it's gone. I care about the future, and the future is I have a dad now. I have a sister that I've never met because he has a daughter. And I have a whole family that I've never met. I have a new family. And they're really nice. They email me, they send me pictures. It's so good. It's great. And it's all because of that stupid DNA test. It's all because of that DNA test. If I didn't do that DNA test, I would never have met my dad. If I didn't spit in that stupid cup and send it to some ancestry business. I mean, look, I gotta be honest, those DNA test companies, I think they're kind of stupid. They're kind of cringe. You know, I can't really say that anymore because this is invaluable. What it did for me is invaluable. Like, it's literally changing my life, like, in a way that, I mean, it's just insane. I spit in a cup and now I have a dad. So what's interesting about a lot of this is the way I felt after he left. This sense of completion, this sense of contentment, this sense of closure and certainty just came over me. Like, wow, the thing I've wondered about my entire life, I don't have to wonder anymore. The guy I always wondered was the man who I always wondered who he was and what he was like. I don't have to wonder anymore. I know who he is. And he's a good guy. He called me today to wish me a happy birthday. You know, he plans on sending me a gift. And when I come back from traveling, I'm gonna go visit him and visit his family and meet this sister that I didn't know I had. Anyway, guys, I don't really know what else to say, but I'm happy, I'm content, and I'm excited for the future because it's like a part of myself that was always missing isn't missing anymore. Just even to say in my head, my dad or a dad, like it's like that word has so little meaning to me because it's only been said in reference to other guys who are not my dad. It's always been referenced to like, oh, Rob's dad. Yeah, I met Eric's dad. It's never been dad. What the fuck?